What's up, people? Brewing Daddy here, and good morning to you. Yes, it's good morning in YouTube world. We're doing some early morning brewing, and we're actually enjoying a early morning brew. Not the same kind that we make, but the coffee variety. Can't do beer early in the morning, sorry. Once lunchtime comes around, then we're good to go. But we're going to be doing up a Citra recipe from Northern Brewer. First time I've made this one. Had this one for a while. It's time to do it. So let's see what we got. As usual, a big wad of paper. Fizz drops are always stuck together. I have fun breaking those apart, by the way, if you can't tell. Centennial hops. Looks like we got, looks like we got 2 Cascade, and they're both 3.5. We got 1 Centennial 3.5 and 1 Citra 7 gram. Hence the Citra name. And then we have, oh my gosh, another dried malt extract brew. I have so much fun with these. As you can tell, I prefer the liquid. And we have our yeast packet. And we have some grains. We have some Citra small batch grains. And a bag, a steeping bag. And our brewing instructions. Now, this looks like it's a little bit more complicated of a brew than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, 3 different hops, dried malt, and then some steeping grains. I wasn't expecting that. I'm not familiar with this beer, but okay, this is going to be fun. Especially with this dry malt extract. Not my favorite thing, but we're going to do it. We're going to show you how it goes. Hope you enjoy. Alright, we got our burner started. We already got a gallon of water in here. I'm going to pour about another half gallon in. And we'll get started with steeping of our grains. And we're going to steep the grains for 20 minutes. It's not quite hot enough yet, so we're going to let it continue to heat up, and then we'll go ahead and bag up our steeping grains here and get them inside. But it won't be much longer. It's coming up to temperature pretty fast. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get our grains in the bag. Best way to do this is just slide the bag over the bag. First thing you gotta do is find the end of it there. That's half the challenge. But once you get the end of it, just slide it over the other bag. And put the other bag upside down. There you go. Just make sure you got it all in there. We'll tie a knot in it. Just to keep everything inside the bag. We're gonna just drop it down here and wet it. It's going to sit in here for 20 minutes, so I'm just going to clip the bag on the handle here so it doesn't fall down in the pot. Alright, so we'll let that sit. I'll start my timer now. And we'll let that sit for 20 minutes in there. And then we'll pull that out, and we should be getting close to a boil by then. And we'll put our dry malt extract in at that point. Alright, 20 minutes has passed, so we need to get our steeping grains out of our kettle. Just gonna swish them around a little bit to get all the grain juices out of them. Let it drain good. All right, so that's good. Now we're almost to a boil. I'm going to go ahead and put in our dried malt extract. I've already opened it up, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it in before we start boiling.
a heck of a lot easier if you do it before the boil. Let's get it in, stirred in good. And I got my burner turned down about as low as it'll go. So we'll stir this in good. It's going to come back up to a boil again. We'll have to keep a close eye on it. And we'll have to reset our timer for 45 minutes. We have 3 different introductions of hops. We'll start off with a Centennial. I believe that's after 10 minutes, but I'll have to double check that. But when we go to put in the Centennial, we'll be back with you. All right, so we're gonna get this back up to a boil now, and we'll get back with you when we put our first hops addition in. We're almost back up to a boil. Our first addition actually goes in at the beginning of the boil, so Centennial will go in at the beginning of the boil. The first Cascade, which is going to be our 7 gram, is going to go in with 20 minutes remaining in the boil. Our second Cascade will go in with 10 minutes remaining, and then our Citra will go in when we cut the heat. And we just started our boil now. So I'm gonna put our Centennial in there. We got our heat down about as low as we could go. So I'll stir that in. So far so good. I usually don't have very good luck with these dry malt extract kits as far as having them make a mess of the boil over, so I'm 2 for 2. Pretty happy. This smells really good. I like the smell of this beer. I've never had this beer before, so I'm going to be interested to see. I like hoppy beers, and this one's very hoppy. It's kind of a hybrid, a pale ale and an IPA. That's going to be interesting to see what it tastes like. But we just got the boil started, so we got about 45 minutes to go. After 20 minutes 20 minutes remaining in the boil, we're going to drop the second Cascade in. So we'll be back with you at that point. Okay, so we're at the 20-minute mark. We got to put in our 7 gram Cascade. Put that in there and get it stirred in. And I believe we put in our last Cascade, which is a 3.5. We're going to put that in with 10 minutes remaining. And then the Citra is going to go in at the cut of the heat. And then we'll put this on an ice bath and get it into our fermenter, which is already sanitized. And we got our fermenter off to the side. Airlock, sanitizing our scissors, thermometer, and all that good stuff. All right, so we'll see you back when there's 10 minutes remaining. All right, we got 10 minutes to go. We're gonna throw in our Cascade, our last one that's 3.5 grams. Smelling good. Stir it in really good. We're gonna cut the heat, drop the Citra in, stir it up really well, put it on the ice bath. We'll see you in about 10 minutes. All right, we're just at the 45-minute mark. I've cut my heat. I'm gonna go ahead and drop in our Citra hops. We'll stir these in. And we're gonna get this on the ice bath to cool. Get it down as close to 70 as possible, and then we'll transfer it into our fermenter. All right, so we're going to get this on the ice bath now. All right, so we got an ice bath here. Go ahead and get it all iced up. We're going to let that sit. And it should cool down here maybe 30 minutes or so. And we'll be able to transfer it into our fermenter once it's cooled off. All right, we got our chilled wort here. We got our fermenter that's been sanitized and air drying. We got our yeast packet, we sanitized it. We got our scissors, we also sanitized, and our lid with our airlock with some liquid sanitizer in it. So let's pour in our wort into our fermenter. Try to do this without getting all the crud. Alright. So a lot of hops residue behind. They do recommend aerating this, so I'm going to shake it around a little bit before I put the yeast in it. So I'll do that real quick, just for a minute or two. Just swish it around. That's all you got to do. In the past, I haven't really worried about this so much on the smaller batches. I have done it on the larger ones, the 5-gallon batches. Well, just swishing it around for a minute or two would be good. Other option is to use a air pump like you use on a fish tank with a stone and a hose. This is a lot easier than bothering with that. And once you start seeing a lot of bubbles, you know you really got it mixed up good. And it's looking pretty good. Get that airlock out of there so it doesn't pull all my fluid out. Alright, so we want to open up our, and we got a good foam on the top there, so let's get our yeast in. You're going to use the whole packet, of course. Get our lid back on, pull our airlock out, put it on, and then push our airlock back down. And we should be good to go. This is going to go in a dark area and maintained around, I don't know, 72, 74 degrees. And in 2 weeks we'll be ready to bottle this one up. And we'll do that in part 2 of this video set. Alright, so we appreciate you joining us. Make sure you check out brewingdaddy.com for all the latest. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have a chance, share us. We really appreciate it. Peace out, people. Take care.